involved in many activities. You have an optimistic attitude, and you have some clear goals for your future. Do you have a role model who's helped shape your life?
Not really. I don't really have a role model, but I can look to everyone as my role model. There's not really just one. Well, my parents, my sister too, friends. I have a lot of influences in my life.
What an interesting response. How are these people role models?
They help me solve problems. They help me sometimes if I need help with anything. They'll help me. They'll listen to whatever I have to say.
You really seem to respect people close to you. That's great. Do you consider yourself a role model?
I think maybe I can think of myself as a role model for other people. I like helping other people solve problems and talking to them and listening, and my friends helping them.
That's a really mature behavior. How did you work to help solve the problems? What kinds of problems have you faced?
Well, problems I've helped with and talked with and tried to help with are and solve problems. There's been a lot of different ones. There's not really one thing. There's been a variation of different things that I've helped with. It really depends on the situation. So I think some problems there's never really one answer. What will work for one thing might not work for another.
Tell me about a specific problem and how you'd work with someone to solve it.
If someone was feeling depressed or about someone who died or something, I would try and help and talk to that person. I would just sit them down one on one and see if they were okay before um, bringing other people in on that. I would just check in with
Yeah,
them.
helping people talk about what's bothering them is really helpful. What's an example of another problem you've helped solve?
Other problems, like one problem my friend maybe thought was fighting with another friend when I really like and care about both of them, or says she doesn't like one friend, and I would just help them talk to each other, find a solution together, and we could all socialize again.
Wow, you seem to have a special gift for problem solving. Have you considered a career as a psychologist?
In the future, becoming a psychologist, no.
Well, I'm sure you'll choose a fulfilling career. Is there any famous person who's had an impact on your life? A favorite deaf person, perhaps?
Hmm. Favorite deaf person that's famous? Um. Hmm. Not really. I don't really have one, but I do like Marlee Matlin. She's like me, very open. She grew up in a similar life with problems like me, trying to match hearing people. learning how to express ourselves differently and not having to speak when we
That's
want to express
interesting.
ourselves.
Tell me more about how your lives are similar.
Um, Miley's life, she herself is deaf. She tried to match the hearing world and blend in or mainstream. She expresses her own feelings and expresses herself. Sometimes gets mad when expressing and discussing things sometimes.
Hmm, what are some ways you try to fit into the hearing world?
Um, what are some ways I try to fit into the hearing world? Sometimes with my voice and things like that, and learning about from teachers and parents about how to use my voice and match. Someone will talking about something or feel like they'll ask me to use my voice instead of time. Sometimes I'll vocalize if I feel like it, especially from my voice. Hmm, just sometimes if I feel like doing it.
When do you want to use your voice?
Um, Situations where I want to use my voice really depends. My throat, sometimes it just doesn't feel right. If I feel like I should use my voice, sometimes I will use my voice to communicate with hearing people because they don't know sign language.
Is there a situation when you don't want to use your voice?
In restaurants, I write down, I don't use my voice, I write my order. I think some hearing people don't understand why, will not understand my voice, so I'll just write it down just so it's clear.
Thanks so much for sharing your insights with me today. Chatting with you has been a genuine pleasure.